Hi guys, and welcome back to another strength class for runners with myself, Aidan, also known as the Irish Physio. In today's class we're going to be focusing on all things posterior strength for runners, and that is referring to the lower back muscles, glute max, hamstrings, and in particular the calf complex and the soleus. Now you're going to want to stick around till the end of this class where we focus on some really good exercises for the soleus, and I'm going to help you understand why this muscle is essential for running in terms of reducing risk of injury, but also helping improve our running performance. Now, first, before we get straight into the class, why do we need to have a strong posterior chain? Well, the glute max and the lower back muscles are going to contribute to our vertical support. They're going to help keep us upright. And as we're running, we want to maintain that good posture, that good position, in order for us to not, compensate further else down that kinetic chain. So when we come into that initial contact phase here, what happens is as the leg is swinging forward, the hamstrings help decelerate the leg, and then we've got the glute max, which helps with that deceleration, also really helps keep us upright in that position. And then as we come into this position here, we've got the soleus and the calf, which is going to help propel us forward, and that is going to be essential when it comes to performance. So what equipment are you going to need? Get yourself a glass of water. If you've got some extra bit of weight, great. If you don't worry, manage and work to your own level of ability, and also just make sure you're doing it on a sound surface. I'm doing this in trainers with a bit of cushion. Ideally I would want to have trainers that are pretty flat, but just for the purpose of this I'm going to do it in this because I can't find my other shoes. Okay, so if you want to do it bare feet, up to yourself, but just make sure that you don't have too much cushion in your trainers because it just takes away from a lot of the exercises that we'll be doing. So to start off with a warm-up, hands on the hips, feet just wide and hip width apart, squatting down, pushing back up. Imagine there's a chair behind you. Sit back into that chair, coming back up. Knees out over the toes. So again, the purpose of this warm-up is just to increase our heart rate, increase our metabolic activity, which in turn then actually warms up the muscles. Okay, so from the side, sitting the hips back, pushing the knees over the toes. And 3, 2, and 1. Okay, and then we're going to go into heel raises and toe raises. So from the side, up nice and tall, heels up, toes up. Heels up, toes up. Going for 8, it's 3, good. Keep the knees straight. 4, it's 5, good. And 6, last 2, 7, and 8. Okay, the next exercise, hip opener, standing on your right leg. Have a look from the front first. Right leg, we hinge forward, slight bend in the knee, and from here I'm going to rotate and open that hip up and come back down and then come forward. Really nice balance exercise here as well, focusing on that proximal hip stability. Rotate away, back down. So look at it from the side. As I hinge forward, slight bend in the knee, rotate, back down. Okay, we're going to go for 6 in either side. That's 3 on the right. Hinge forward, keep that knee over the middle of the foot, open up that hip and come back down. Have a look at the pelvis, opposite side to the standing leg. We rotate away, come back down and through. Swap legs, slight bend in the knee. Again, focusing on that proximal hip control, working the big toe here as well, pushing that into the floor, rotate, open the hip, come back down and through. We're going for 6, that's 1, that's 2, increase the range if you feel you can, hinge forward more, it's 3, good, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, gently jogging on the spot, bringing the arms in, bringing the knees up, relaxing those shoulders, staying upright. So again, in this position, posterior chain is helping me stay upright. If my glutes were not working, you'll often hear people saying, oh, your glutes don't fire. If my glutes weren't firing, I'd be in this position. So they help us stay upright. Okay, we just want to keep them strong so that they're able to work efficiently as we go through our long runs, our fast runs, etc. Last 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, shaking out the legs. So the first exercise we're going to do is called a B stance RDL. I'm going to give you a demonstration first. Grab a weight if you can. If you don't have a weight, grab a rucksack, chuck some bottles of water in, or if you don't have that, just start off with body weight and then look to increase as you go forward. Now, I'm working the left leg. The weight is in my right hand. I'm going to use my back leg for a bit of balance, and this is why we call it the B stance. And all my weight is on our front leg. I'm really going to shoot this hip backwards. I'm going to hinge, pushing that hip back, sticking the backside out, feel a bit of a stretch in the hamstring, and then coming through. Okay, so have a look at it again from the front. All the weight on this front leg, hinge back, relax the shoulders, and come through. One more time, have a look at it from the side. Hinge, all the weight on the front leg, stick that bottom back, stick that backside out, and then as we come through, we squeeze, and then all the way through. Right, we're going to go for 8 on either side. Down, hinge, that's 1. Control down, good, 2. And again, we're strengthening the lower back here as well as that glute max, even getting a bit into the top of the hamstring. 4, good. Control down, 5, 6, last 2, 7, and 8. Okay, change sides now. We're going to have a little bit of rest between sets. We want to make sure we're resting because when we do the exercise, we need to have the energy available and it should be challenging. I'm going to discuss to you a little bit about perceived exertion. When you're strength training, your rate perceived exertion should be above a 6 out of 10. 10 is like maximum effort. If you're doing an exercise and it feels like a 2 or 3, you're not going to get enough stimulus for it to actually create adaptations and for us to get stronger. But if you're new to strength training, it's better that your rate perceived exertion is a little bit lower because you don't want to risk injury, and then as you progress you can increase and your confidence grows. So hopefully by following along with these sessions it's going to help you gain more confidence. Okay, opposite side, front leg, B stance position, stick that bottom back, feel that nice stretch, lengthening that glute max, and hinge forward. Hinge and up, 2. Good, 3, 4, pull that belly button in towards the tummy, just a little bit of contraction here. 5, good, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, good. Right, pop the weight down, grab yourself a drink of water. Now we're going to need a step as well for one of our last exercises. I'm going to use a couple of books because I don't have stairs here. If you have stairs, use the stairs. If not, grab something that will allow you to just step on it. Okay, second set. Leg in front, hand on the hip. Hinge forward, weight towards the floor. 1, 2, good. 3, 4, excellent. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, change sides. Leg behind, hand on the hip, rock forward, and 1, 2. So what should you feel? You should feel you're lengthening the glute, loading into that glute here, way through the foot, not too much weight on this back leg, and then come back up. Good. 5, 6, and 7, 8. Good. Okay, now rest before the last set. I want you to think about as well, how does one side compare to the opposite side? Do you notice that there's a significant difference? Does it feel a lot more challenging on one side versus the other? Me doing this exercise, my right glute just does not feel like it has the same level of strength versus my left side. Now, history, I've got FAI in my hip and we see common deficits in hip extension, which is that kind of glute max. So I know that this is an area I really need to focus on in getting stronger to reduce the risk of that old injury coming back. So if you've got an old injury around the hips, have a think about when we're doing these exercises. Do you feel any significant difference? Right, in, enough chatting, let's get on with it. Leg in front, hinge forward. 1, good, control down. 2, really just control that eccentric phase. 3, good. 4, 5, 6, last 2, come on, 7 and 8, excellent. Change sides, leg in front, 1 behind on the toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, good. 5, 6, 7, last 1 and 8, excellent. Okay, pop the weight down. Now I'm going to need you to grab a chair for this exercise. I'm going to use this coffee table here, so I'm going to put it on this side. Let's see, here we go, perfect. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have it lie down on our back. We don't necessarily need a weight for the first set, just to give you a demonstration. So here we're going to focus on hamstring, elevated glute bridge. Coming in, knee bent just just less than 90 degrees. Hands by your side, single leg, and then we're going to lift up, slowly coming back down. Now from here, pull the belly button in, press the back into the floor, hands for support, lift the bottom up, right? We're going to go for 8 on either side. Right leg to begin with, and go. 1, 2, good. Dig that heel in. 3, 4, 5, good. 6, 7, 8. Okay, and relax. If you don't have a chair, use the corner of the sofa. We need to just elevate the foot up because it's going to help target the hamstring a little bit more effectively. Opposite side. 1, 2, 3, good. 4, 5, 6, good. 1, 2 more. 7 and 8, and relax. Okay, a little bit of rest in between. So I know my hamstrings are a massive area. I don't want to say weakness, you know, it's an area that I need to develop in. I don't like using that word weakness because it is an area, it's a word that gives us a sense of vulnerability, but I know my hamstrings can be stronger, and the reason being is with multiple ACL surgeries, they take a bit of my hamstring. So if you've had a previous hamstring strain or muscle injury in that area, it's common for us to, you know, sometimes have deficits, and it gives us more of an emphasis and encouragement to target and strengthen these tissues so that we reduce the risk of them getting injured again. Right, let's go. Right leg, hands by your side. 1, good. 2, 3, control down. 4, slowly down. 5, good. Pull that heel towards the bum as you're driving up. 6, 7, and 8, good. Right, change sides, opposite leg, and up. 1, 2, 3, slowly down. 4, 5, 6, 7, good. Last 1, 8. Okay, and just relax, shaking the legs. Couple of deep breaths in between sets. Relax those shoulders. And then we're going to go back. Last set, right leg up. Hands by your side. And go. 1, 2, good. 3, 4, 5, good. 6, slowly down, don't rush it. 7, slowly down, and 8. And change. Left leg, and up we go. 1, control down, slow it down, good. Drive up. 2, slowly down. 3, 4, good. 5, 6, 7, and 8, slowly down, good. Now, if you're finding this too easy, how can you make it more challenging? You can add a weight onto the hips. If you find it too easy, or sorry, if you find it too challenging, you can then use both legs to lift up and slowly lower down. Okay, so that's our last set. Come back to standing. And the next exercise is going to be the bent knee heel raise. So this again is targeting the soleus muscle. The soleus muscle sits underneath and below the calf muscle. It is the one muscle that takes the most in terms of peak force. We can reach up to 8 to 9 times peak body weight, 8 to 9 times our body weight in force. And so why that is so important is because if we don't have the strength there, often we can see people get things like Achilles tendinopathy, plantar heel pain, even things like medial tibial stress syndrome. We often see deficits in soleus strength. Now, it also contributes to about 80% of force when it comes to our propulsion. So if we're looking at running fast, it's going to be essential for us to have a strong soleus muscle. Now, when we do a soleus exercise, we do it with a bent knee position. So I'm going to get rid of this here. And I'm going to take the books. So if you've got a stairs, do this on the stairs. Bent knee position. So in order to target the soleus, we need to bend the knee about 60 degrees, right? So my leg is straight. This here is 90 degrees, so I'm just going to come up slightly, 60 degrees, heel down towards the floor, lift all the way up, and then control down. Now, what we don't want to do is start lifting where the knee just comes up and down. I need your whole body to lift up, but don't straighten the knee. Have a look here, lift up, 1, slowly down, 2, and slowly down, right? I'm going to start off with body weight. Left leg, hold on to something for support. So if you're doing it on the stairs, hold on to the banister. If you're doing it from the floor, hold on to the back of a chair. Heel up, slowly down, heel up, good, slowly back down, that's it, good. Up, look at my knee, how it doesn't change in terms of its level of flexion. It stays at around that 60 degrees. Good, 3 more, and 3, and 2, 1. Right, change sides. Same thing again, on the front of the toe, heel hangs off the edge. Bend the knee 60 degrees, heel down to the floor, lift up, 1, 2, slowly down, 3, excellent, 4, 5, good, 6, 7, last one, slowly down, and push up, 8, and relax. Shake the legs out, grab yourself a quick drink. So it's important that you're not rushing to try and get the exercise done. It's not about how much you sweat, it's about getting stronger. It's about putting the tissues under more load over a short period so that we can tolerate the demands of the repetitive loading when it comes to running. We often see people where they exceed their capacity. So we all have a certain capacity to tolerate load. Once we exceed that capacity, we start then risking injury. So the purpose of this is lift that ceiling up, improve our capacity, right? Let's go again. I'm going to take a weight on this one. So left leg off the edge of the step. I've got 12 kilos here. I would suggest start with 10% of your body weight and then start to build. 1, slowly down. 2, good. 3, 4, control that lowering. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Excellent. Change sides. Again, hold on to something. It's not a balance exercise. Lower down, knee bent to 60 degrees. 1, 2, good. Keep it going. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, pop the weight down. One more set, and then we're going to go into our last exercise, which is going to be back extension for those lower back muscles. Right, grab the weight again. Third set. Holding on, knee to 60 degrees, lower down, feel that nice bit of a stretch into the Achilles, slowly up and then back down again. Good. 2, 3. So this is going to help improve also the stiffness of our Achilles tendon. It's important that we have a stiff Achilles tendon because it helps store and release energy, and it's going to make us more efficient. Good, come on, last 3, 2, and 1. Change sides. And down and up. 1. Knee bent 60 degrees. 2, 3, 4, excellent. 5, 6, 7, last 1, up. 8, and pop the weight down. Excellent, well done. Okay, we're going to come into back extension for the last exercise. I'm going to move these weights out of the way. So lower back muscles, I'm going to give a demonstration first, coming down onto the hands and knees, and then coming down here all the way onto the floor. Now from here, have a look at what I'm doing with the lower back and the bottom. So I'm tucking my toes, and then I'm just going to kind of clench the glutes so that I try and flatten the lower back. So just squeezing the bottom, pulling the lower abdominals in, hands behind the ears, and then raise off the floor. Slowly down, back up. Good. Okay? So this is a really nice one to do if you've got a Swiss ball. If you do get pain in your lower back, it might be worth putting a pillow under the hips, or else just avoid this if you feel you want to, but it is quite useful for targeting the lower back muscles, and we need those to be strong for running. All right, we're going to go for 8. Squeezing the glutes, pulling the lower abdominals in, contracting that pelvic floor, relax the shoulders, hands behind the ears, up we go. 1, down, 2, good. 3, keep that chin tucked. 4, 5, good. 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and relax. Grab yourself a drink if you wish. Couple of deep breaths. And we're going to go back into this again. Coming down, tucking those toes underneath, contracting the pelvic floor. How do you contract your pelvic floor? Imagine you're going to the toilet, you're trying to stop yourself mid-flow. Just feel like you feel that little squeeze, and then lift up. 1, 2, good. 3, 4, 5, excellent. 6, 7, and 8. Okay, great. Now in between sets, what you can do is just turn over onto your back, come down onto the floor, just gently pull the knees in, feel a little bit of a stretch into the lower back. Just relaxing, focus on your breathing. Okay, and then relax. Right, we're coming back into it again. Turn over, last set. Onto your tummy. Tuck those toes and go. 1, control down. 2, 3, pull the tummy muscles in. 4, feel this into the lower back. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, great. Now from here, have a look, guys. We're going to come up onto the knees. So nice square position here. And then what we're going to do is just simple cat-cow stretch. Just stretch out the lower back by arching. Push those arms through the floor, good. And then bottom comes into the air. And then up. Good, bottom to the air, good, 2 more, 1. Good, and 2. Okay, come back to standing. Shaking the legs out. Well done guys, that's the session complete. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It does really help the channel. And also leave a comment below, let me know where you're doing the session from. I'm here in London at the moment. I've also just got back into running following my ACL surgery, so I'm also over the coming months I'm going to be just doing a couple of vlogs where I'm going to be following my own journey and sharing that with you guys, coming back from injury, trying to get fitter and healthier on the lead up into a marathon next spring, fingers crossed. So let me know if you've got any races coming up, any events coming up, and any questions or any particular things you would like to see. Leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys again in the next session. Cheers.